Right, morning guys. This is just into the London session, a few hours into the London session now. Just thought I'd give a quick update on what we're seeing on the Bitcoin price here after yesterday's volatility around this area. Usually we get a little bit more volume kick in the US session, so just waiting for that really to for price to show where it's going to give its next direction. Slight pullback here from these highs, but nothing much. I mean, you're talking like $200 really, but this is where we are in the range on Bitcoin. We're up at the highs here still, and this is our volume. We can see we did have a little volume kick here from the lows over the weekend, which was nice. Not exactly a bull div, but you know, open interest was quite low. People were just trying to short this area, and it wasn't really working for them. Funding was kind of resetting. These guys were okay just to give it another kick up. So that's where we are now. What I would say is funding has slightly reset now, 0.01, which is pretty good to be honest. But to be honest, it's not the kind of area that really I would like to have long exposure or new long exposure. Obviously, if you spot long from a lot further down, then you're okay. So volume lacking a little bit here. That's a 1 hour time frame. There's your 15-minute time frame. Let me just reset that. And we can see spot volumes coming right off now, just as open interest is quite high. So on this template here, which is volume king, just a little bit of a warning sign here, and open interest is getting high. And I know that liquidity is also getting quite high. So in the perps books, liquidity there, perps coming up to 1.4 billion. Pretty high. We can go higher, so this is it just needs a little bit of a flush before its next trending direction, I would say. Direction not implied from this, but with the open interest high and you've got a lot of contracts in the perps books, you probably need a little bit of a flush there. So that's volume and liquidity. What we're seeing on the order book is basically this 38k level is still getting defended. Blue line here is your volume area high of the range that we're in. Where did we come from? So we've had a couple of spikes down here. Let me just refresh that quickly. I don't know why the data doesn't pick that up, but the order books have been really clean here from TRDR. So spot bid, bang, there we go. Spot supply down, spot bid, range, and up we go. So what if in doubt, I always just go by the last signal, and the last signal here was a group spot sell, so hitting a little bit more supply with a double defense wall of the top level there, 38k and just under. Last group sell there, 37.5ish. You could probably say, if you were going to hedge a short here, you've got about generally 2.5% risk there. You want your stops over here really, because you could easily still wick into this area. Okay, so yep, just coming down a little bit now. Ideally I would like to flush a lot lower. That'd be really nice. Just makes for easier trading. That is Bitcoin. One thing I was going to go over quickly is a nice thing to look at every day on the Bitcoin chart is basically the order book changes that we get in here. We've had a few questions about this. Basically the way to read this is it's just like liquidity zones, yeah, and I'll show you a good example of how to read this in a second. So I'm on a 2-day here. You want to go like either 2-day, 1-day. You can go 4-day, but it shows you a slightly bigger range, but 2-day and 1-day is quite nice. 2-day is my favorite at the minute. And what we can say here is we've got liquidity all the way down to 36.4. So if you're going to come down and wick and see if these guys really want to bid this back up, then this is the area to do it. And quite often what you'll get is you'll get wicks into these zones. So low liquidity zones, you'll wick into these zones. So you can look at these areas 36.4 to wick below. And what we're seeing on the supply side, we've got no real thick depth there now. You could say it's because it's been used up. Is there any supply left? Well, you'd probably have to go a lot higher, and then yes, you are talking that 40k level to go and search out that supply. So at the minute downside, these are the sort of areas I'd be looking at 36.4ish, which just brings us back below that range again to probably wick out some of these weekend lows. And what I just wanted to show is basically just go over to here to CoinGlass, and anyone that's looking at these kind of like liquidation maps, it's a very similar thing, you know. So here you go. This is on a 1 day. Obviously I could take this a lot higher. It doesn't have anything in between though, but a 1 day there, and there we go. So the thickness of your depth there, you're saying below 36.5, yeah. Okay, so it's a very, very similar thing. Not exactly the same, but a very similar thing. Probably a slightly different calculation. Just go back to our books here, and there we go. So you want to be wicking below 36.5 to clear a load of this out. Okay, and then basically what price has to do is, well, it doesn't have to. It could keep going down from there, but you know, it's searching out that liquidity. So you know, you want to be looking for, does more demand come in here and we bounce back up and then take these guys out? So that's the sort of thing you want to be looking at, and you can just see it on the exchange map here as well. You know, you want to be, you know, right on point there, 36.5ish. You want to be wicking below there. So I just thought I'd show that because it's just a nice example here. It's the first thing I do every morning is just, you know, have a look at this. Where are those liquidity gaps? Is anything else built up over the top, or do we need to go and see if these guys are really committed and they do want price to hold these levels? Let's go and test them, and that's always the case. Is make the bid prove itself, you know. Okay, so make it prove itself. But yeah, looking at the overlays right now on Bitcoin, yeah, I mean, we're slightly rounding off from this defensive area on these highs, but no bid, to be honest. No bid in the books, which can change quickly. It can change quickly, but I would like to come down and take some of these weekend lows. Really, that would be healthy. Okay, so yeah, nothing on the perps books here. We can see the ratios. Yeah, I mean, they've got a level down here. Let's go and find it. I say let's go and see if they want it. Ethereum is very, very similar. It's still actually under its range lows. This was your last sell signal from Ethereum, which was very, very nice. So you can see your bid there. Okay, so we had Ethereum diamonds here, if you're familiar with the TRDR console. Ethereum diamonds, really nice day trade, you know, semi intraday swing long up into this zone, take profit, even hedges short or short. Very nice, 2.5% risk there, and away we go. You know, you've got a very nice clean stop level there for Ethereum. ETH BTC, not a lot to see here, to be honest. Bitfinex guys still got some supply above, so we'll see what they produce. But yeah, really, I wouldn't want long exposure up on here. I've personally not seen any longs that I would want today. It's Tuesday 21st, not seeing any longs I would want today because I want the price action on Bitcoin to prove itself. So let's come down, take some of these lows. If it is going to float up from here, you need a little bit of a rocket ship, I would say, to take it through with 40k. To be honest, maybe we get that. There was some Binance news yesterday, just created volatility. It didn't change direction, which you'll tend to find on price action anyway. So let's see, US session in a couple of hours, and we'll see what that brings. Alright guys, cheers, bye.